I was up on Put-in-Bay about a month and a half ago. And this guy was playing. We are going, watching each other play and stuff. So it's like late at night. And I was thinking... it was
It's
about
11:30, and I closed the door behind me with the fucking key on the other side.
Oh.
So at that point, it's only 11:30, so it's not a big deal. And then I ended
I called
up
him about 1.
1:30, and by this now, because it turned into a big deal, I'm sleeping in my car, and I'm like, "Oh, I cannot believe this is how this is going down."
Were you playing down there?
Oh yeah. I
He
just
locked all
locked
stuff in the dorms, and he couldn't. And he couldn't get a hold of anyone to
Like the
get,
dorms
to
that
let
you
him
throw
in.
down the door, or
It's
the
like
actual
they're-
like room?
What's that?
Like your room?
Yeah, I locked
Because one of
myself out
those
the room,
rooms in
and it
those
was later than
dorms
that.
opens with wallets locked.
Dude,
At
I
least
tried
we were
that.
doing that when we played.
I had a guitar string, a little ultra tiny little Phillips or regular screwdriver, like an eyeglass screwdriver, and yeah, dude, that wasn't gonna happen. And some credit cards, nothing was working.
Oh wow!
It was not gonna open up for me, and because I did give that 20 minutes worth of effort.
Turn this off. But you don't know how close I was to
Oh my
not
God.
calling you.
So I went and saw him, and then I met some people that I was hanging out with, and so I'm thinking I went to go back to see him at 1:00, and he was done. It's like they quit early, and so lo and behold,
Doesn't Boathouse stop at 12:30?
something like that. Yeah. Earlier than I thought, and yeah. So finally, I'm sleeping in my car. I took off my pants. I'm in my underwear. It's hot, man.
It's August.
It's August, right? It's early August, and finally, and my phone is gonna die. It's only got like 10% left. I'm thinking if there's any chance, but I had given up. I thought he's not getting back to me, and lo and behold, he did. I'm like, oh, God bless you. Indeed. That's why I brought this, just to kind of the store, man. God bless you, dude. Gave
Were
me a
you
place
out
to
there with the
stay.
band, or was it
No,
just
it's just
you?
me. Just the
Oh, I was
dude.
gonna say, like, where the hell was the rest of the
totally
band?
Screwed, dude. I was totally screwed, and there was a bunch of young ladies in the dorm room that I chatted up, asking, "Hey, do you know who I might need to talk to?" Every time somebody walked up, every time I asked them, right? Because I thought this is bound to have happened before.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Oh, yeah.
They're gonna know what to do, and they gave me some numbers, but those people weren't getting back.
It's
to me.
right when you walk into the dorm. There's that door that's all like blacked out. That's like the, I don't know, the dorm police people.
Is there like a common room
Well,
in
this
there?
one's
Anything I would pass
different.
out
It's
in
almost
there?
like
He's got different dorms.
Yeah, it's
You
a
got-
different
you got
dorm
ones
than what
across-
Oh, you
talking
guys do
about.
the Ed's dorm?
No, he
There's
plays
no
a-
RA.
across from the school.
Oh.
So I forget what it's
Yeah,
called,
these
like
are the
Heidelberg
dorms
or
by
something.
Sandbar has.
Yeah.
It's like a college dorm. There's a common area with pool tables
Oh, yeah,
and
right,
vending
right,
machines,
right.
and then
Yeah, I know
like
which one you're
right
talking
when you walk in, there's a door of like the dorm officer
And the crazy
patrol,
thing-
whoever the fuck it is. I don't know the title.
Those are the best accommodations on the whole island for bands. I think it's that island. If you're under the main floor of a place, it's just gonna be moldy and shitty.
I never cared, man. How much
Yeah,
sleep do you
sick.
honestly get on that island in a weekend of shows? I don't know.
Sing for fucking 3 days straight out there and tell me you don't care. You wake up.
That's why I hit things, man. It's a lot easier.
It's the same thing with Ed's dorm.
How come it doesn't
affect?
affect Chris?
He fights through it.
Do you though?
It doesn't mean it doesn't affect us. We just don't let it destroy us.
Chris, have you ever lost your voice out there?
I've never lost my voice ever.
Not once.
Not my whole life.
Wow.
Knock on that table, man.
I don't have to.
He doesn't have to.
Yeah.
I'm not that good anyway, so.
He's the
Because
machine.
you do 2 shows a day for 2 days.
Sometimes. I mean,
right?
it depends.
You
I mean,
play 4 shows every weekend. You go out there.
It depends.
Like as a drummer, I wouldn't give a shit. I could do that, but singing.
I don't know. I've just been doing it for so long.
You've never have you?
It's like
but
it's a muscle, so you just.
you ever fully lost it at a gig?
Lost what?
Your voice.
I've come
I've
close.
I've
like,
come
at-
close
at
to where
Put-in-Bay,
like you
but-
feel a little squeak,
Yeah.
you know, but never fully to where I'm like I can't sing another song.
There's a lot
Like
of
it's
times
just not coming out.
where it's not as good as it could be, and I'm definitely having problems. I'm squirting shit, doing shots, and
Yeah.
every remedy I could
Yeah.
think of to try and get through it.
Pull it off. no
Aren't the
matter what.
shots like
Yeah.
not good? Doesn't alcohol
Whiskey's
dry
always
you
been
out?
good. Whiskey's always been good for me if I'm struggling like vocally.
I
Second
agree.
that.
I agree.
I think it's a double-edged sword. I think if you're too much liquor can mess you up, but if sometimes when you're already messed up, it's the only thing that can save
I
you.
cannot
I think for
play
me it
worth
was
a
always just
damn.
like
Makes you-
no
makes you
rest
not.
because we would always party till 6,
Yeah.
7 in the morning,
That
and then I'd
kills
have
you.
to do like a 1 o'clock afternoon set, and then do like 1 to 5, and then do the band show later. That's when it would get close, and plus it was we always used to kind of have that reputation of being the drunks, I guess. I don't know.
Pop rocks?
No way!
We had a good time with it.
Yeah, man.
I just can't play worth a dick if I'm drunk. I just can't do it.
That's the crazy thing. Like, I can't play drums drinking either,
Can't.
but I can sing drunk, no problem.
You know what though? When I discovered
think I
White
can.
Claws, that was the first time I actually played drums on the island because I've only ever done sound there. So the first time I actually played sound there was the night I discovered White Claw. I could drink those things and play drums. It's like
Yeah.
hydration drunk. I don't know. It's
Yeah.
I could drink and play, I just don't like it. Like, I used to do it a lot when I was, early 20s. We were playing a St. Patrick's Day gig at McCarthy's in the Flats. And we had to get there early because it was so packed. So I'm there, I set up the PA, we sound check everything. We have like 4 hours till we go on. So me and my buddy Max are like, let's slam some car bombs, right? That's a smart move. I was hammered, like blackout drunk before we even started playing.
and then you had to
Yeah.
tear
This
it
is on
all
Clinton
down.
Bay?
No, this is McCarthy in the Flats.
McCarthy's,
And
okay.
so we finish, and it's one of those, where you're like blackout drunk, and then you just like instantly come to.
Yeah.
And I'm like moving stuff off the stage. I'm like, I come to the realization, I'm like, we just played. And I'm like, I don't remember a single song. And I'm like, good gig, guys. They're like, yeah, good job, man. Great show. I'm like, all right.
Well,
Apparently, like a friend I hadn't seen in 2 years showed up, and I was talking to him for like 10 minutes. Zero recollection of it.
Wow.
And I'm like, I'm never doing that again. And that was probably.
They said you did a good job though.
They said it was a great show.
Really?
There was video of it. You couldn't. Like, I
I
watched
was
the
about to
video
ask if
of
there
it.
was
I
video.
couldn't tell. Like, I'm shredding Van Halen and shit. I'm like, all right, autopilot, baby, let's go. But still, I
Just
just.
like built into
That's
your
that
DNA.
practicing, man.
Yeah, exactly.
Hell
But
yeah.
not a fan. I never did it again. That was like probably 12 years ago. And other than that, I'll have like maybe
you
3 or
imagine not
4
drinking
drinks
at all
over the course of a
during a
show,
show?
and that's pretty much it.
I have a
For
few
sure, the
times.
drunkest I've ever had
that's the
at been
thing,
at
like,
gigs are the
we-
ones where you
we
set up
never,
and then
ever
there's
used to
like
drink
2 or
until
3,
we did
4
some
hours
of the
before you
covers.
play. Those
Yep.
are always
And then
the
we
drunkest.
had,
Well,
like,
because you have nothing to do.
Like, what do
What
I
is-
do? We did that in Pittsburgh. Like, we set up. Oh, the show's 9 o'clock. We set up at 4 o'clock. I'm like, why are we doing this? Well, that's what they wanted us to do. I'm like, well, I'm not even like in my hometown, so I don't know what to do. We just sat in the green room and drank like
Yeah.
the whole time.
When we set up Thursday, we were there at 5:30, 6 o'clock. Set our stuff down. We didn't start till 11. We didn't sound check till like 10.
Chris
Jergens
just brought
hand
up kind of a
lotion.
thing like so that like the reasons you drink obviously get there early and now you're bored.
Boredom,
okay.
yeah.
For me, it was first if my voice was messed up, I would start drinking. But the thing about liquor is once you start drinking it to fix your voice, you have to keep drinking
yeah.
it, or your shit just dries out and it sucks. The other thing was you're at a gig and it starts to get boring, and it's a long,
Yeah.
and the more you drink, the easier it is to just tolerate. I mean,
Or when there's like 10 people there.
Oh,
yeah.
yeah.
So
We've all been
so
there.
you guys
right?
started out not drinking, and
Well, I'm
then
talking.
you-
Well, that was the thing. We were the original band for years, and then we decided to form the cover band to pay for the original shit.
I remember when that
So
happened.
like when we first started doing that, it was kind of like, oh man, we're gonna do covers. But we
Yeah.
we got to. So like we literally kind of started when we started doing the covers. We were just more drinking to forget that we were doing covers. As weird as that sounds,
Yeah.
as strange as that sounds.
I'm gonna play "Don't Stop Believing" again.
Yeah, it was like it was probably just a stupid pride thing when we were kids, you know. I
Yeah.
mean,
Yeah.
but then it got to the point where it was just like you said, like we'd get fucking blasted every show, and it was just muscle memory.
Yeah.
You don't
Yeah.
even think
Yeah.
about it, and then looking back, it's like, how did none of us get like DUIs or killed on the way home, or
Mm-hmm.
and, you know, it's just luckily, like somebody would always like Tom would always be responsible for the most part.
That's funny.
And then it was just, I don't know. We never ever drank with the original band really until the cover band came into the picture, and we learned to. It's like we learned to drive drunk. You know what I
Right.
mean? We learned to play drunk. Well, if it tells you anything, how I first got up to Put-in-Bay and into any of the cover scene at all was I was working my regular, day job up here, and I got robbed on the east side, so I quit my job that day literally, and I called pretty much all the bands I knew. I'm like, hey, you need any fill-in gig, whatever.
Yeah.
And my buddies were playing all around, and they said, hey, we got a show, this Friday. This is our set list. So I learned all the songs, in like 4 days, and that day came, and it was just kind of like, I don't know if I was nervous or, I hate to say embarrassed, but it was just a different feel for me, because
Yeah.
I was like, I don't know, man, are my dudes in my original band gonna be, pissed and look down at me or something like that? So I got like wicked hammered by myself before the fucking show even started, and I ended up putting my grandpa's polyester suit on that I had gotten after he died, and I put like a headband on. I used to have really long hair and big beard, and
Yeah.
I looked like Luke Wilson in Royal Tenenbaums a little bit. And I renamed myself a totally different name, and I brought like old food I found in my cupboard, put in my jacket pockets, and I just got shit canned at the show and was just a loudmouth asshole throwing the food out to people. It's like old taco shells and shit like that. And I was just a total prick. But this one guy that works up at the island, or a couple guys that work at the island, saw it, and they went and told Terry from Roundhouse back in the day about the band, and that's how the band got up there on the island in the first place. And then I met everybody. There's still people that call me that name from when I used to be that alter ego, and it was just more or less like me, like scared and nervous, so I just got so wasted.
It threw
and
taco shells at
screamed
people.
What year was this?
Boston McGregor.
So what was that, like the early 2000s?
Yeah.
Because I met you in 2006 at
You were
Tequila
still in
Ranch.
Red Sun Rising, weren't you? Or you
I
were-
wasn't even in Red Sun Rising yet. I was just the sound engineer at.
But the first time I think I
Tequila
met
Ranch.
you, you gave me a demo or something.
Bull guy.
I did at some
Bull,
point
Yeah.
because I was in Red Sun Rising 2007, 2008. So
Okay.
it was like, but I met you in 2000. I started doing that gig in 2006. So I met Billy.
That's like the first year we started doing the covers.
yeah,
Yep.
because you guys were like instantly my favorite band just for the fact that you like everyone loved you. Renee loved you guys. Like you were her favorite band for sure. And so it was like you would come around and you were wearing the trucker hat.
Oh yeah.
And you were acting like a kind of like a hick on stage. It was really funny. Yeah.
Just a
No, it was a
different
different.
version.
That was a different one. Yeah, I was Earl Straight then.
It's so funny.
When we first started the cover band, we
Earl
all dressed,
Street.
we dressed up as like hillbillies, except for the drummer. He dressed up kind of like ghetto, and if you knew Tom, he's like this nicest straight laced dude.
Far away
Not
from
straight laced,
ghetto,
but
but
yeah,
right.
far from ghetto. So like we would just be like, we thought it was funny, like because we used to have like beard offs in the band too, like, where we'd shave like 1st of September and go all winter until like May and see who could be the grossest looking beard. And so there's 3 of us up front playing guitar, bass, and singing Ricky Martin in beards. And like, hey, what are you doing down there? Buy us fucking shot, pussy. And
I would laugh so hard because I knew that's not how he really acted. He just doing that on stage. It was so funny.
yeah, we had fun with it. But then I don't know, a couple years in, everybody just kind of like didn't want to dress up anymore. So it was kind of like, dang it, that was more fun when we
God dang, it kind of fell
we could
off.
be a character. It was just more fun for me. But you gotta remember too, like as a weird way to think about it, not everybody can afford to go see Bon Jovi, the real Bon Jovi. So give them the next best product
That's
for
exactly
a cheaper
the thing,
ticket.
yeah.
And that, you know what? How many times have you seen like a tribute band that might even be better than Bon
Dude,
Jovi? I've kind of learned if you can kind of be playful with the audience and like fuck with them a little bit, and as long as you can kind of place a little bit, play a little bit, and then kind of toy with them a little bit. They don't
Just
give a
forget
shit.
the
it's
rest
just
of the
fun.
song. Just
yeah.
play the
Just
the
like-
famous part of the song.
Right.
Yeah,
like
or
the
make up
chorus.
lyrics and like kind of poke fun at
Right,
you know.
right.
Yep.
I mean, banter with them, like, but it depends on what the gig is. I mean, there's wineries and breweries where I don't say a fucking word on the mic.
Oh yeah.
Right.
You know what I mean? So it's like I
Just
know my
background
place, I
music.
know my job, whatever it may be. I'm here to just play, and some other places I'm here to like really sell booze, you know,
Right,
When-
and get everybody hammered and just try to make people laugh and forget about their problems for a couple hours, and
Yeah.
then hopefully they'll feel it the next day when I'm thinking about my problems. Then I got to make them go away by drinking more.
When you were talking, when you were making fun of everybody at the treehouse or whatever that place is called the other day, when at Put in Bay where I showed up and you were playing.
I saw you the other day.
No, we were on Put in Bay for when the new bar opened, that Ed Zones that you were playing at.
Okay.
By Mist. You know,
Yeah.
the tree with the
Yes,
trees.
yes, yes.
What's it called? Tree
Treehouse.
House? Okay.
Or the tree bar or something.
Tree, whatever. Tree bar. You were playing. I was just sitting there watching you, and you were messing with that one girl. It was like bachelorette party came in. I forget what the hell you were saying, but it was so funny. You were just like heckling this girl. You made up a name for her. And you were calling her. You were calling her something that she said or did. It was really fucking funny. And you ended up like just fucking with everybody that was there. Just.
But
roasting.
it wasn't malicious, but it was
No,
like,
no,
fun.
you
I
were
mean,
roasting everybody. It was hilarious.
well, I think they all had fun with it though too.
Yeah.
That's the thing is like you kind of try to make them part of the show, as silly as that sounds, where you're not like making fun of them per se, but you're
Mhm.
kind of just like, you know,
Fitbit, you were calling her. You were calling her Fit, like, hey Fitbit.
well, there's plenty of times where, I mean, I'm probably have a few too many spirits where I can't remember anyway. I'm just like, hey, Toledo table,
Yeah.
table 4. Hey, what's going on, Cincinnati? But you know, it's like, you know how many people we meet doing what we do too? It's like, I try to make an effort to try to remember at least first names. It's still tough though, man.
Yeah.
There's so many times how many people come up to you, they're like, hey bro, remember that time we hung out? And it's like, no,
I
I
stopped
don't.
Keep telling me
I'm
about it.
sorry.
I eventually might.
I
Yeah.
stopped pretending. I tell them straight up, hey, what's your name? And they'll
Yeah.
be like,
But the problem
yeah,
is, it's like,
what's your name again too? Like
after
half of
like
them are
the
like,
fourth or fifth time when you're like, shit,
Yeah, you feel like
the
you should
fourth or
have locked
fifth,
it in by
yeah.
now, yeah.
And it's like every
Yeah.
time I've met you or hung out with you,
Right.
it's not like you repeated your name
Right.
after the first time, and every time we were drinking, and it's like, then it's like, luckily Facebook is there. You can be like, oh, he's friends with, oh, she
Or-
knows this band.
Or like even with the lyrics and songs, or you go the wrong way and you call them, you assign a new name to them, and then permanently
That becomes
that's
their
name. Right? It's like the second verse goes this way,
Right.
but you always go this way, and then again, you know. So I'm sure, you know, I know that you can appreciate that, Adam.
Well, that's the strange thing too. For some of the places I play, like the bartenders, they've straight up told me they love when I get wasted because
She's fucking hilarious.
I'm just a kind of a, I don't know.
We need to get
I don't know
Chris
how I got my
drunk
ass
ASAP.
kicked.
I know, dude.
Yeah.
Here's what I'm thinking, man.
No, I'm good,
Come
I'm
on, dude. I mean, I'd like to see
But-
that.
but-
I'm
but
gonna,
they-
I'm
they
gonna go
told
grab
me-
me
You're
an
not gonna spit on
Oktoberfest
anything, are
beer.
you?
But what they told me though
might
was
whip a taco shell at
like
you.
I can get away with like saying the things to the customers that they can't get away
Right,
with because
right.
I'm on stage and I have the mic or whatever. But the thing is too, it's like I don't really want you to kill yourself for requesting Disturbed. I mean, it's just a funny little playful thing, and that I don't know.
It's good, man. It's funny. I wish I could be like that on stage. And I gotta. The less that comes out of my mouth, the better.
That's the
It's
way I feel
less
for my-
likely that I say something fucked up.
That's the way I feel for the original band. Like my original band, we actually, I had Steve just put some samples in the fucking sampler
Yeah.
just like ambient noise, so I don't say a word in between that stuff because the less I have to talk for that, it's a whole different thing. You see a bachelorette party come in for like a cover
Right, you
gig.
want a capital.
Yeah, you definitely want you. I mean,
Give 'em a
that
little
used to
love
be
and
like one of
attention.
our biggest shticks. Like in our cover band, we'd be like, "All right, how long you been together?" And it's, if she says like a year, we'd be like, you're getting divorced in fucking 2
You
years."
said that at the tree bar or whatever. You said that you go, how long have you? Because that group, you're like, how long have you known the guy? And she's like, a year. You're like, a year? What the? Are you sure?
Yeah. But I mean, most of the time it's I try to end it with, well, Congratulations. I wish you the best.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I went to Put in Bay for 3 days to play a show, and when I came home, this was taped to my back door.
That's so
All right,
fucked up.
my backyard is completely fenced in. I got a real thin driveway. It's not like an inviting place by any means. I have a very nice front porch and a mailbox. So
Yeah,
this
that's
was
not-
left
That's not creepy at all.
taped to my back door while I was out of town, and I came home to it. So somebody obviously has a lot of freaking detail.
Took me an hour to do that shading on your upper lip.
They got my facial
God, I was
hair.
just
They
thinking
have the chains, the glasses.
The eye proportions
Lord.
are
Yeah, they're-
concerning.
I guess that's Dave. I don't know. Dave's always laughing, so his mouth is wide open. Somebody's wearing or maybe it's Steve, and he's wearing. Somebody has a wedding ring on, so it must be Steve.
All I know is your Bell's palsy has never been as evident as.
You also have like
yeah, I got the
Those are
droop
toe
eye
thumbs,
going
man.
on.
Are those
those are
feet
toe
or
thumbs.
hands?
Yeah, those
I
are
know,
toe
dude,
I
thumbs.
got toe thumbs.
Did a 9-year-old draw that?
I don't know, man. I don't know what to make out of this.
On drawing faces.
That's the funny thing. I couldn't draw a picture this good though. It's bad, but it's very precise. It's very precise.
Neither can I. That's why I would never attempt it.
It looks like a caricature, like
But-
that you get at like
Okay.
Cedar Point.
But you don't.
So
have
there's no name on it. Taped to my back
And you
door while I
didn't
was out
have
of
to pay
town.
$30 for it.
I have no idea. Still to this that happened 2 months ago, and I still have no idea who did it. Nobody's come forward to say that that was them.
Because you posted that you weren't too thrilled about it. They're like, oh, I was gonna DM them about it. But,
Yeah, but now
If you know me, like just tell me now.
You
if
don't
I,
go
I'm
to somebody's
gonna find
house
out.
and just put it on their door.
And the longer
like
this
that.
goes without me finding out, when I actually do find out, is that's gonna make me madder and madder. It's gonna get worse.
Well, here's the thing.
I'm just
you-
getting
you should
madder
just
and madder
burn
as
it.
time goes
Just
on.
burn
And
it.
when I
Forget about
find
it.
out a year from now who fucking did this, now you're like, you made me think about this shit for a year.
Hey, just be
Dude,
glad
what if
you
it
got
was
your
somebody in
clothes
this
on
room?
picture, dude. I mean, this could be a real picture with no clothes on. Then what would you think about
It was
that?
Evan.
If someone-
Evan did it.
Well, then based on how accurate that naked
Oh, yeah,
picture
of
is,
course,
I'll have
yeah.
narrowed down like who's seen me
That's
naked.
true, yeah.
I'll have a better chance of figuring it out.
True.